Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Once again, I want to say thank you guys for watching these videos. I am just so glad that there are so many people out there who are just as interested in watching budgets and keeping track of finances as I am. So thank you guys so much again for all of the support. I've been loving reaching out to all of you guys and interacting in the comments, so please feel free to keep doing that if you so wish. I can't believe that March is already almost over. It is currently the 30th when I'm filming this, so I just got paid yesterday and I wanted to get you guys caught up with my progress with everything, starting with my goals. So if you're into that, please keep watching the video and I will get right into it. When I was paid last, I was able to save my extra 10 grand. So we are at $20,000 in our savings account right now, which is fantastic. So we get to get rid of one goal, which is super fun. On top of that, I did make some changes to my other goals. I was expecting a bonus for my job that was larger than what it actually was. So I was hoping that that bonus was going to be able to pay a large chunk of my husband's student loan off. He currently has $37,000 of student loans left. That's clearly not going to happen now because the bonus was small. A new goal now, I'm going to be focusing on paying off the rest of my student loans by the end of the year, as well as helping my husband chip away at his. My invest $7,000 in my Roth IRA. I want to achieve this, but we're gonna have to see where we are, I think, at the end of the year. And if there's any surplus, then I will throw what I have to that. So that's where we are goal-wise. A few other bills came through, Netflix, as well as the gym. My grocery bill came out very small. It was like $69, like $70. I paid $500 towards my loans on the 11th of March. I haven't paid anything since. I might make another payment in early April, so we'll see. I didn't put anything towards savings this time. My money right now is just kind of sitting in my checkings account while I figure out what to do with it. So we're not gonna add anything to this, but I did throw $500 towards my investments earlier this month. So then on the 11th of March, I did put in $500. I already had around $700. So right now I have $1,200 in there. I'm only going to put in my contributions on this. I'm not gonna put in how much it grew or how much it fell, especially since the market has been insane in the past month. If you guys know, you know. So I'm only gonna be putting my contributions in there. And again, I didn't put anything towards this, so no more beans for now. So let's move on to March budgeting. For my goals, I was able to save $1,500. I was able to pay $500 towards loans, and I did not get 20 no spend days. So that's unfortunately a miss for me. So my second payment was actually the same. It was $24.30 again, which is weird because I just changed my W-4 to married, and I thought I would get more money for that, but it seems like that's not the case. So this month I made $6,566.13. Sinking funds, I invested $500 and I was able to save $15. So that was $2,000 total for our rent. So we paid $13. For electric, it was $55.72. I only put $5 towards my Orca this month. And then for grocery, it's $194.95, $194.95. That's $1,555. It's good to be able to lower some of your stuff, so that's great. In terms of self-care, I'm definitely going over here. I did just pay my $220 bill, so let's see how much we actually spent in self-care. So I ended up spending $447.58, over by $7. It could be worse. Discretionary is where it's going to be an issue. So let's move on. So for Netflix, I paid $25.89. So that's my actual. For dog care, I paid $0. We didn't have any medicines or anything, so that's good. And for student loans, I paid $500. So let's see how much I actually spent. So we've got Netflix, $25.89. And then we got grocery, and that came out to $69.95. And then we had Apple, so I do pay for some storage, and that came out to 99 cents. And you guys, as soon as I signed up for this storage, it's still saying that I'm almost running out of storage. So I'm at a complete loss, but they're not getting any more money from me. Like, absolutely not. I made a donation to a family member's campaign. That was $50. Patreon, $5.52. Boxing, $220.20. And then I bought a new phone case from Amazon, and that was $18 even. $886.44 is my total. So $886.44 is my total. So let's add all of this up to see how much damage. 3,415. So I initially wanted to spend $31.90. I am over budget by $225.29, which, you know, is not that bad. I was expecting way more, but honestly, it is because I was able to mitigate some of that pressure by creating more categories. If I didn't have my self-care / hobbies category, I would have easily been over by like $1,200. So as you guys can see, if you have the room for it, it will help you in the long run to make more categories. That way you don't feel so guilty. Okay, I thought I was overspending by like $800. I was able to take a trip and a lot of time off from work this month and only overspent by $200. That is amazing. This is just me, I guess, lobbying for creating more categories in your budget if you do need that flexibility. So that actually makes me feel really good. I was completely worried about what my numbers were gonna look like. And even though this is double what I expected, in the grand scheme of things, it's not so bad. Now, if we go back, this is the part that I do not like. This is the part I don't like. So as you guys know, I'm not the best with the math, and I'm not sure if I'm supposed to add this or not. So do I add this? $3,664.64. And then I'm guessing you minus the savings. I saved $2,000 this month, and then I'm left with $1,664.64. This is what my balance is going forward. Obviously that's gonna go away because I have to pay my rent on the 1st. I don't wanna take this out yet because then my math will be even more confused. So I finally realized why sometimes this doesn't always add up to 100%. And that's because I have so much of a balance moving forward that would make up the difference. And I know to some it may be like, you know, you have so much left over, why are you not investing that or saving that? But again, that's for my rent. Really what I have left over is $364.64. Honestly, I lost count of my no spend days. I'm pretty sure it wasn't 20 though because of those trips. So I'm gonna say no. Where did I have the most trouble this month? Honestly, I guess in my spending just because of those trips. But again, you guys saw because I added those extra categories, I ended up only being over by $200 and some change. So I would say spending just because that's the only goal that I didn't make. What did I learn this month by tracking my expenses? Again, I learned that the categories is really what helps you. If you have more categories in your budget, if you can fit that, then you will be less prone to overspending. Because as an example for me, a lot of the stuff that I spend on that isn't necessarily bill related is on beauty and self-care. So since I have that category and I spend within the budget because it's a set amount each month, I am able to not overspend. So I know I am beating this subject like a dead horse, but that's really what is helping me. I wasn't necessarily prepared for that trip. I didn't budget it. So I definitely should have budgeted for the trip. And if I had done that, then I feel like I would have been within my budget. As you can see, I still had a lot left over. That I think would have helped me a lot. If I didn't have this balance from last month, I probably wouldn't have had enough going forward for the next month, now that I look at it. And that was one of the questions actually that I got in one of my comments. Someone asked, if you're saving first, then how are you going over budget? Like where does that money come from? And it comes from the last month's budget. As you guys know, I don't give every dollar a job here, which is why I always end up confused when I can't fill out my whole pie chart or when the numbers don't match up. I put towards savings first, and then I put towards expenses, and then whatever's left over, I just leave in my checkings account until I need to use that money. So as you can see, I have my rent for next month in here, as well as the buffer for next month, which will be $300 and some change if I don't spend any more before tomorrow. So that is where we are for the budget. Thank you guys again for all the support that I've been getting on these videos. It's meant a lot. I've enjoyed interacting with you all in the comments, and I will see you guys at a fresh new month in April.